The youngest soldier in World War I wasn't 18. He wasn't even 16. He was just a kid. He was
12. Yeah, you heard that right. 12 years old. His name was Sidney Lewis.
And get this, he actually faked his birth certificate just so he could go and fight. A 12-year-old in the trenches. So how on earth does that happen? How does a war get so huge it literally pulls in a child? Well, let's break it down. Okay, so you gotta picture Europe back in the early 1900s. It was not a chill place. It was more like a giant tinderbox, just packed with explosives waiting for one tiny spark. And to understand why it all went kaboom, you only need to remember one simple little acronym, MAIN. First up, M is for militarism. Basically, every country was in a massive arms race, building up gigantic armies and shiny new warships. It's like they all had these powerful new toys and were just itching for an excuse to use them. Then you've got A for alliances. Countries were making all these secret pacts. The deal was simple. Hey, you attack my buddy, you're attacking me too. It created this massive tangled web, a global tripwire, really. Next, I is for imperialism. This was a frantic race for countries to build bigger and bigger empires. They were trying to grab as much territory as they could because more land meant more power. And boy, did that create some serious tension. And finally, N is for nationalism. This is that super intense, my country is the absolute best, and your country is not kind of feeling. This pride was off the charts everywhere, and it made everyone really, really suspicious of each other. So, you've got this whole situation, right? A tinderbox stuffed with weapons, secret deals, and fierce rivalries. The whole thing was just begging for a spark. And here it is, the spark. June 28, 1914. The heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, is assassinated. That one shot sets off the tripwire. The alliances kick in, and the dominoes begin to fall one after another. Now, this war was an absolute meat grinder. Unbelievable destruction. But what's totally wild is some of the stuff that was actually invented because of it. But hold on a second. Did anything good come out of all this chaos? I know, it sounds nuts, right? But believe it or not, 2 life-saving inventions that we still use today were born in the middle of this mess. First one, plastic surgery. Seriously, soldiers were suffering these horrific facial injuries from shrapnel. So the surgeon, Dr. Harold Gillies, basically said, no way, and he started pioneering brand new techniques to rebuild their faces. He pretty much invented modern plastic surgery right there in a war hospital. And number 2, blood banks. This was an absolute game changer. An American Army doctor, Captain Oswald Johnson, cracked the code. He figured out how to stop blood from clotting so it could actually be stored. He set up the world's first blood bank on the Western Front, saving thousands of lives. So yeah, this wasn't just some small regional conflict. This was an event that literally redrew the map of the world. The scale of it is, well, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. Let's just throw out some numbers, okay? 135 countries got involved. 65 million troops fought, and over 15 million people died. They didn't call it the Great War for nothing. Before the war kicked off, the world was dominated by these 4 huge ancient empires, right? We're talking the Russian, the Ottoman, the German, and the Austro-Hungarian empires. They'd been running the show for centuries. And by the time the war was over, poof, gone. Every single one of them. Completely collapsed. This war didn't just end battles. It literally wiped entire empires off the face of the earth. So after all that unbelievable devastation, people started calling it the war to end all wars. I mean, that was the big hope, right? But was it? All right, super quick recap. Ready? A single gunshot, the whole world gets dragged into a war. Millions of people are lost. And 4 giant empires get totally erased. But here's the kicker. The peace treaty they signed, the Treaty of Versailles, put all the blame squarely on Germany. And that created this massive resentment that just festered and ended up planting the seeds for an even bigger, even deadlier war just 20 years down the road. Hey, if you learned something cool here, do me a favor and smash that like button and subscribe. It seriously helps us out a lot. So that leaves us with this one final, pretty big question. If it led directly to World War II, did World War I ever really end? Let me know what you think down in the comments.